until the question and answer at the end of the presentation. You can use the chat to ask a question. I will look at those after I get done with the general presentation. And I mentioned the handout is out on the PC Club website. Okay, our main topic is going to be best software for desktop and laptop by myself, Tom Kreuzer. The agenda will cover some club status and some information, and then we'll get to our main topic there. Let me move this down so it's not. Okay. Just a reminder, you should have received some emails to sign up for the annual PCC dinner summer celebration. That's coming up in a little week and a half on Monday, July 28th from 4:30 to 6:30 at Green Mill. We've had it the last few years there, and that's our summer celebration, but we also do our officer elections, and we do have door prizes. Dinner will be, as we've had it in the past, a pasta buffet. All you care to eat. Cost is $10 for 3M PCC members or $35 for a guest. You must RSVP by July 21st with your payment to Paula. Emails have been sent out, but if you do have a question or anything, you can contact Paula or contact myself. These are some pictures from last year's event there, so hopefully we'll see the people at the celebration this year. Future meetings, we do have a MACSIG coming up July 25th at 11:30. The agenda hasn't been set. And then starting in August, we do have our monthly question and answer, our online sessions, August 5th at 11:30. And then our next general meeting is going to be August 20th, and that'll be on smartphone security tips by myself, and we'll cover how to set up your phone, how to do some backup, passwords, the lost and stolen phone, things to watch out for there. Officers, our president is Jim Holman. Vice president is Linda Brown. Paul Ebert is our membership secretary. And we do have a change this time. Andrew is now our treasurer, officially our treasurer, because the 3M Club wants an active 3M employee, and Paula was our treasurer. She retired last month, if you're not aware. Chuck is our recording secretary. Mike Griffin is our MACSIG. Paula is still remaining on the board. She's helping out with like the summer celebrations and other deals, so we'll put her in a position of a director at large. Myself, I'm Tom Kreuzer. I'm a director at large, and we couldn't do it without some of the other volunteers in that too. Members old and new, you can pay your dues to Paul Ebert. Also a reminder, if you are changing your emails, make sure and contact us, because that's the way we keep in touch with everybody. If you have suggestions for topics, you can email or talk to any of the board members. We're always looking for people to volunteer to present on hardware or software. You may use it at work or at home, or write a short or long article for our eBytes newsletter. Out on our website, we do have past meeting recordings, so if you miss a meeting or want to review it, again, you can go back and watch them at any time. You can also get the handouts. We have our deals section, we have our eBytes newsletter, and the link is there, but it's also sent in all the emails. Okay, the format of today, we're going to move quickly. We've got lots to cover. Not a whole lot of detail in some of it, because we've got a lot of different software packages, and some we've covered in other presentations, but we'll kind of list everything here. And depending on the time, we'll see how the time goes if we get to everything there. The list below contains a list of software and sites to do most of the tasks a user needs, and best of all, most of the packages themselves are free. Typically, the packages are either what's called open source, where programmers are doing the work for free, or it's a company that makes available a free version with the hope that you might purchase their pro or advanced version that they'll sell you. Start with the free version and see if you really need the pro or advanced versions. I have a Windows PC, but most of the software and sites that I talk about also are available and work fine on the Macintosh computer. Okay, most of the software and sites, as I mentioned, are free, except where there's a cost, and I note that on the handout and in these slides. When I talk about it, if there's a $sign after it, that means that it does cost something. Okay, before we get to the software itself, there's some nice tools. These are PC tools. This is a site called www.ninite.com. It will let you install or update popular software all at once and free of crapware. And the crapware is just extra packages or trying to sell you something or stuff like that. So this is an example of the screen. It pops up, and if you wanted to, you're setting up a new machine or you have an existing machine and just want to make sure that you're running the most current versions of the software, you can click on all of the pieces of software that you want to use or are using, and then it'll download and install package to your computer, and then run that install package. And it's a nice little site, nice little option there for doing installs. I mention in here, be very careful when you're searching and downloading software, because you can get viruses or you can get the crapware if you go to the wrong sites or click on the wrong things there. So there could be viruses out there, there could be malware pop-ups, could be old versions of software. So you want to be careful when you do go out to these sites. Let me go back here. So yeah, when you if you can download from the vendor site, you're usually assured of getting the most current version. But if you go to some of the other sites, you do have to be a little careful there. One of the sites that we've talked about before and that I recommend, it's actually from PC Magazine or CNET Magazine. It's called www.download.com, and kind of similar to any of the app stores. If you've used the app stores for your phone or tablet there, that's kind of how this looks and feels. You can go in and you can search, and when you search, you're going to get results, and those results you can get reviews of how people have scored it, scored the package themselves. So you can get reviews. If there's a cost, it'll list the cost out there. Also, it'll have a button for doing a download. So in this case, this is the download, not this other green one over here. This is downloads another package to do downloads, and that's where you get some of the crapware or ads or things like that in there. So you don't want to click on that. You want to click on this one. But this CNET download site also has details. You have screen prints, updates and information that's out there, versions, the number of downloads, in this case 8 million downloads, so you can get that information to see which pieces of software are more popular, or is it just one not used by hardly anyone. Okay, another resource that you can use if you're looking for software is there's a site called www.alternative2.net, and this is find crowdsource alternative programs by popularity. So if you're not going to buy Adobe Photoshop, but you're looking for something that's an equivalent, you can find that, and people will give different ratings. Or I'll be talking about Picasa if because Picasa isn't getting updated anymore. If you want to look for some alternatives, it'll list some alternatives in that. So this can be a nice site to use. Okay, let's get into the software, and this is software that I use. We'll first talk about the software that I use personally, and some of it, well, a large part of it we've talked about before. And had individual presentations where we might have gone in and actually showed the package or done stuff with it. But in the creativity section, there's a package called IRFAN View. RFAN View. It's a fast image viewer. It'll also let you convert images from one format to another, change dates and times, either singly or multiple files, and it also lets you capture, and it's compatible with many image formats. So it makes it nice if you're getting images from the internet or from other people who may have different formats. Another package is called FreeCam 8. I use it to record. You can use it to record any part of your screen. So it's recording the screen and the audio, and it puts it in a video format that can be uploaded to YouTube or can be saved as a WMV file. I use it to record the PC Club meetings, and I also use it for short help or demo videos. So when someone calls me and says, how do I do something, and it's just easier for me to create a 1-minute video showing exactly where you go, what you click on, and what you do, I'll do that, put it up on YouTube, send the person a link on YouTube. So very nice package for doing that, very easy to use, very fast, nice package. Okay, another one in the creativity is Audacity. It's an audio editor or recorder with effects. So you can do mixing, multi-track interface. Personally, I used it to convert and clean up over 1,500 records. So you take it from a record and break it up into songs and add metadata and do all these things. I could use or used Audacity to do that, clean up some of the clicks and pops and skipping and things like that. So it's a nice little audio program. Another one is called Paint.net. This is the closest thing to Adobe Photoshop. You can get it for free. It's publicly domained, maintained deal. There is no paid version. Very powerful package, but just like Adobe Photoshop, it's not the easiest to use. You can deal with layers, and you have all kinds of options and controls and things like that. But if you want a package where you have full control and the ability to do things, this is it. It doesn't have all the fancy AI tools that you're starting to see in some of the packages, but it does have everything else that you need to do. Creativity, and I've talked about this in the past. I still use a package called Google Picasa to organize my photos and edit my photos. It's no longer being updated, but it's still a great package. I haven't found a better replacement. That's why I still use it. I keep looking. I keep hoping something will come out, but so far nothing. And Picasa continues to work in Windows 11, so It still does work, but it is not being updated. After edits, I upload my photos and share them on Google Photos. I have yet to find a better free replacement out there. So there are better packages. I think we had presentations in the past by Jim Beardsley on Adobe Lightroom, and Adobe Lightroom, if you're willing to pay the monthly or yearly fee there, it's a very powerful, also has the organizing and things like that, but I've still been using Google Picasa. And then I use Google Photos. Google Photos, the website, or on my phone or on my tablets, I have the app. It allows simple edits, which is good, quick edits. I can organize my photos, I can share, I can back up photos and videos. I upload my Google Picasa photos and also use it on my smartphone and tablet. Okay, for video editing in Windows, Microsoft has made available since Windows 10 a package called Clipchamp, and Clipchamp is great for basic video editing. You can add titles, you can do trims, you can work on the audio, you can add photos, you can merge and work on the sound there. It does have some limitations on the quality, 1K video, and I believe the length is 1 hour or less. They have a paid version of Clipchamp also that removes some of that, but if you're going to start paying for it, there are better paid packages out there. The one that I usually recommend to people is DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci is a very, very powerful package, but kind of like Adobe Photoshop. It may take you months to learn how to use it, but it's going to have every capability in terms of transitions and control and edits and filters and all kinds of things there. Okay, another package in the creativity, iMazing HEIC converter. If you've ever had to deal with somebody who has an iPhone or an iPad and is taking photos, usually they're saving the photos in a format called .heic, and this is a converter program to let you convert it to a JPEG or a PNG or some of the other formats. So I find that helpful to work with it then with Google Picasa and with kind of the rest of the internet. HEIC format is a format that Apple came up with, so it's not an industry standard, so not all photo packages or photo sites deal with that format. Okay, another package that I use, it's VisiPix. The nice thing about this package, it'll detect, manage, and remove duplicate images. It goes far beyond just exact copy. So there's lots of photo packages or apps that'll find duplicate files that have the same name, that have the exact same size and same photo. Well, this, if you took a photo and cropped it in a different size and saved it in a different name, this will find duplicates, and you can set its boundaries on whether you want it to be very liberal or whether you want it to be an exact copy of what it does. But if you're merging photos like I've done from multiple people, multiple family members, and trying to create a single album, this is a must-have type of a package to help you do that. Okay, another one in the photo package, it's called EXIFtool.exe, and it's to restore EXIF metadata in photos. Some of the AI photo packages or sites that you upload a photo and it colorizes or enhances it. The example I use is MyHeritage. That removes this EXIF metadata. So that's data, whether it's dates that the photos were taken, GPS locations, people that were identified in the photos. It's removing all that data, and I want all that data. So this is a tool that I can use these services to sharpen, to colorize, and then I can use this tool to put the metadata back into the photo so that I'll have it whenever I do searches and move the photo around. Okay, another one is VLC Media Player. This is a media player that supports most audio and video formats. So if you're trying to play a video and you got it from somebody or some other package, the Microsoft tools may not be able to play it. VLC can usually end up playing it. Okay, next let's talk about entertainment and finance. In the entertainment, on my Windows machine, I do use Apple iTunes. It has a laundry list of useful features with the benefits outweighing the heavy cost of slow starts, slow shutdowns, and excruciating update procedure that iTunes has. I especially like the Genius playlist generator. So as I mentioned before, I've digitized 1,500 records, close to 700 CDs, and to manage all that content, I find iTunes very good at doing that, and then very nice for creating playlists, and then for taking some of this content then, playlists and stuff like that, and moving it to other devices where I can listen to it. Another one in the audio is Microsoft Windows Media Player. Lets you easily rip CDs to MP3s. So if I run into a garage sale, I find a CD that I like and I want to add it to my library, I can easily do it. iTunes can also do it, but Microsoft Media Player I found better, gives me more metadata, the correct data, graphics, album covers, artists, things like that in there. I can also sync it to MP3 players easily and create playlists. I use it to add tags to records created with Audacity. Okay, finance. Finance, I've talked a little bit about this before. I use a package called GNU Cache. The GNU is an acronym for public domain. It's a no-cost package, updated, been around for 25 years for doing personal accounting and budgeting. I've mentioned over the years I was a Quicken user for probably 15, 20 years, but then when Quicken was bought out and the cost rose for Quicken, I switched to GNU Cache and have been, for the most part, very happy with it. I haven't found a better package out there for doing budgeting, detailed budgeting, reporting. This works off of a dual entry system, and you can also keep track of stocks and other financial accounts too. Another package that I use in the finance is TurboTax. I do my own federal and state taxes. If you're not familiar, TurboTax, like a lot of the other tax packages, you can either buy software to run locally on your computer or use their website. Now there is differences in costs and whether you get federal filings or state filings or what the additional costs might be. So it varies from year to year, but lately I've been buying from Amazon on Black Friday. So after Thanksgiving, going out on Black Friday, they usually have the lowest cost deal to buy the software to load onto the computer, along with filing a federal and state. And I believe last year I paid $49 for that. So a good deal there, but it does cost money, and that. Another package that does cost money is Willmaker. You can produce wills, power of attorney, healthcare directives, trusts, and other essential documents. So if you are setting up this information, you can save yourself from hiring an attorney or a lawyer there, and so a lot of this stuff you can do yourself. Okay, productivity. One of the packages that I use almost on a daily basis is Microsoft OneNote. So OneNote, it isn't like a word processor. It's consider it a notebook, and you're putting all kinds of documents, thoughts, and you're organizing it in there. So you capture your text, your thoughts, you organize, you add you can add images, you can add video, you can add links, you can put in audio notes, and it can be a very nice notebook there for collecting stuff. And I believe I have several different notebooks containing hundreds of documents or subjects in there, and I add the trees that I have in my house or in my lot. I keep track of the trees, what variety they are, if I bought them, when I bought them, anything like that. I keep track of that. I keep track of all kinds of things in this little notebook, because the notebook is just great for putting stuff. When I go to the doctor, I take digital notes, and the digital notes all go into this notebook. So all kinds of things that can be used for. And OneNote, it's free, so you don't have to even have a license to Microsoft Office. So you can go out on any of the platforms, whether it's your phone, tablet, laptop, desktop, Mac, Windows. You can get OneNote, and it's the full version of OneNote. It's not a scaled down version, for free. Another package that I use that I've talked about, it's called MyHeritage Family Tree Builder. So for genealogy, you can build a family tree and unravel your ancestry. The free version lets you build your tree and add info locally on your computer. If you don't have an account, a MyHeritage account, or pay for it, there's limitations to, I think, only 100 people can be added. But the desktop version, there's no limit to the number of people that you can put on there. So I have close to 1,000 relatives on that, and I find it very handy to keep track of cousins and new births and family history and everything as I keep on that, which makes it very nice too when I'm trying to add information maybe for photos and look up when a photo might have been taken or who's on the photo. I can go through and I can do that. And you can see the example here. You can add photos of the people also. So I've added photos in here. Very nice package. Lets me know who's in the family, and whenever we have a get together, I can produce family trees, or my dad has had his 95th birthday, or he's currently 98, but on the 95th birthday we were showing all kinds of the relationships and where everybody fit into the family tree there. Okay, also in productivity, Google, if you're not familiar, has its own set of free packages called Google Docs for writing, Google Sheets for spreadsheets, and Google Slides for creating presentations. And they're all free. They're all web-based. And the suite is offered by Google on its Google Drive service. The 3 apps are available as web applications and as mobile apps for your Android or iOS devices. Most people don't need the full power of a full Microsoft Word or an Excel. These can read and actually read and save documents in the Microsoft formats if you do need to share it with somebody else who may not be using Google Docs, Sheets, or Slides. Now, I also do use Microsoft Office, and we talked about this before. Excuse me, I've got a little tickle in my throat. I use Microsoft Office 2021. I purchased that back in 2021, and it cost at that time $29, like $35 with tax and everything. And that has Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Access. They are not getting updated every year, so maybe in another year or two, if Microsoft, if there's a similar deal for a newer version of Office, I may purchase that. Now that's for one machine, $29.95, I think at the time that was. Okay, the other thing that you have to do for productivity is we all need an email package, you all need a calendar, and you all need a contacts package. And the one that I recommend and I use as my main system of record is Google. Google Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Contacts. And whether it's accessing it through the website or on my phone or tablet, accessing it through the apps on those devices. Another one that I use, it's called Messages for the Web. If you have a cell phone or a smartphone, this enables you to get at your text messages from your laptop or desktop. And so you don't have to take out your phone, you don't even have to be near your phone. I can create text, I can read text, I can do it all from my desktop or that. So works out good. I especially like it because typically when I'm home for the evening, I take my phone and I plug it in to charge it. And this way, if I go into my office and I want to check on text messages or send or receive or that, now I've got that capability on these different devices. Another one with artificial intelligence now is Copilot for it's a app or software that you can use in Windows or again on the phones or other devices. There's apps. Another one is Perplexity. It's an AI-powered answer engine. So take advantage of some of the AI that's out there. Try them out. See what works for you. Okay, security. Microsoft Windows Security. I mentioned before that's what I use. It's as good as other free and most of the paid options, so you don't need to spend money on a Norton or a McAfee. You can use it. Plus, what I tell people too is it makes it easier for some of the scams, because if you are using the Microsoft Windows Security and a pop-up window or you get an email that says that your McAfee found a problem, well, I don't have McAfee, so it's definitely a scam there. Another package that I use, it's called Malwarebytes Anti-Malware. This is to find and fix malware and rogue software that other antivirus programs often miss. So the McAfees, the Nortons, the Microsoft Security may not catch some of the malware, which can be nuisance type pop-ups or things like that. If you think that you have some of those or have been infected, you can install it, run the scan, and if need be, clean off the stuff and then uninstall the Malwarebytes. So you don't have to keep it on all the time, just when you think you might have a problem. File Shredder is another package. This is one that I use. Wipes and destroys files so that they can't be recovered. So if you do really have a confidential file and don't just want to, the normal delete really doesn't delete things. A hacker or somebody that got access to your hard drive could pretty easily recover that file and get at that information. This makes it impossible there. For backup, I've mentioned before, I use a package called Koban Reflector for your files and directories. It lets you copy them to other directories or drives on the same computer or other computers on your network. This program is no longer being updated, but it's relatively simple in the way that it works and stuff like that. And so I'm still using it, and I haven't found anything better. I do use AdBlock Plus. It's the world's most popular browser ad blocker. Works in Edge, Chrome, and Firefox. Bitwarden for passwords and passcodes. I use that, and we talked about that before. It's available on every device for free, and great package. Travel and utilities, Google Earth. You can investigate the world from the city streets to the ocean depths. Utilities, I use a package called Notepad++. If you're a programmer, it supports some of the languages and parsing out and indenting and things like that. So it's a real nice package for stuff like that. CC Cleaner is a little utility program to zap temporary files, log files, cookies, browser histories, old registry entries, and even wipe space clean. So just kind of a nice little deal. ScreenPresso is a nice screen capture. I can capture images from the screen. I can edit and highlight items. I can also blur items, and it has some other features. And these other features are different than what you might find in the standard Windows Snap, which lets you snap or draw a circle around or an arrow to or stuff like that. This goes beyond that capability. Undelete 360, if you accidentally delete files, whether it's on your hard drive or a flash drive or a backup drive, this will help you restore files that you accidentally deleted. Another one is Belarc Advisor. This will kind of does an inventory of your computer, both the hardware and the software, so you can view or print a PC audit in your browser with details on hardware and software. And I always use this when I get a new computer or I'm going from an old computer to the new computer. I can do an inventory on the old computer, see exactly what software, or most of the software. It may not have all the software, but it'll list most of the software and the versions. It'll tell you exactly what the hardware is on the old, and it'll show you what's on the new. For a browser, I recommend and still am using Google Chrome. It's the most popular browser for most people. Fast, best collection of extensions, shared bookmarks, easiest operation, and best integration with Google Apps. Microsoft Edge is gaining market share. Utilities, usually you're dealing with PDF files and you need a PDF viewer, and I recommend Adobe Acrobat. It's the industry standard for viewing, printing, and annotating there. Another plugin that I use in Chrome, it's called Stylish. I use it to change the color of visited links to be red from the default purple that Chrome has. Zoom, we're using Zoom today. I use it for video meetings and stuff like that. Microsoft Teams on the web, I recommend that people, now that the club is no longer using it, you may have no use for it anymore, uninstall it on your local software. Also, Skype was retired in May of 2025. Chances are it's still out on your Windows machine. I recommend uninstalling that package also. Microsoft Snip and Sketch. It's a nice simple screen capture. It doesn't have as many options as the Screenpresso, but if all I want to do is capture a screen and highlight one particular thing, draw a circle around it or an arrow, I can do that with the package. Ant Renamer, you can rename lots of files and folders. Select 1, select 20, put the date in there, randomize a number, put it in there. Lots of options. 7-Zip File Manager is an unzip program. You can also put password on when you zip the file, so you can. That's a form of encryption. So if you do want something super secure, you can encrypt it and send it in an email to somebody or save it up on a drive and feel confident that it's protected. This is a list of files of the top downloads from CNET. Excuse me, the site I talked about earlier. These are the most popular programs that have been downloaded by people. And you can see some of them we've talked about already, but there's antivirus ones in here. There's SpyBot. There's patch cleaners, movie downloaders, YouTube download. So there are a bunch of other ones. So if you are looking for other packages to do particular functions, certainly take a look and find something that is going to work for you there. Okay, that concludes the formal part. Let me turn off my screen sharing, and I will turn on my video, and we'll check the chat. If anyone has asked anything, you can unmute yourself and ask a question too on a particular subject, or if other people are using something. Questions, comments? Other packages that people are using that they're happy with or have found very useful there? I got a quiet group today. And certainly more and more of the packages, the need to have a particular software installed on the machine when you've got access to a lot of websites. And the websites, just a simple Google search, you can find a website without having to download software to do a lot of functions that people want to do, whether it's converting files or as I mentioned, you no longer have to have a Microsoft Word on your computer when you can access Google Docs and Google Sheets and these other various programs, and even the Microsoft Word, Excel. There's versions that are available through the Microsoft website for free, not the full versions, but basic versions of some of the software. So there's all these alternatives that we have today to do some of the things there. Okay. Can you recommend a free way of editing a PDF file? Well, actually the PDF file, there's a couple of different ways of doing things. If you have a Microsoft Word or a Google Docs, open up the PDF file, copy the text that you want into Microsoft Word or Google Docs, add, change, make whatever you want, and then print that file out as a new PDF file. And so that's the easiest way to take text and add or change or do anything there. So there are Adobe will sell you the full Adobe package, but that gets very expensive. But you have all these other cheaper alternatives to be able to copy and paste and do stuff. So most of the PDF files, if they were written, depending on the package that originally wrote the PDF, are in text formats, so that you can select the text, put it into a word processor, and then, like I say, if you want to add, change, delete, you can do it. If you're looking just to merge two separate PDF files, what I've found is most people have difficulty with that. Even though there are free packages out there to do it, the complexity gets in there because all PDF files are not the same. I was talking about whether text is in there as a graphic or text is in there as text that can be sized, that can be copied, and I'm sure you found that in certain PDF files when you've tried to copy stuff out of it. Some PDFs it works, others it doesn't work. It depends on what the person used to create that PDF and what they were trying to do with it. So usually these other packages, whether it's using Google Docs or Microsoft Word, you can manage it there. If you use Microsoft Word, just open the PDF file, and Microsoft Word will do its best to convert that into editable text document. You can then make your changes, and then you can save it as a PDF file out the back end. Okay. Any other questions or comments? So lots of software out there to do practically anything that a person wants. Oh, and John mentions I have used Google Voice to make phone calls to overseas numbers. So yeah, Google Voice is very good. I didn't mention it, but I do use Google Voice. As far as websites, I talked about a few websites and services, but actually in my browser bookmarks, I probably have in excess of almost 200 bookmarks in various categories. And some of the stuff I maybe have only used once or twice. Other things I use almost on a daily basis there. If I've got friends or family flying and they're coming in, there's several of the sites that I use to track the planes, to see exactly where they are, when they're going to be landing, whether they're taxiing on the runway, whether the baggage is at the baggage claim. So there's sites out there to do practically everything there. John mentions the Google Voice for actually making the calls, and that's very nice there. Also, I've mentioned in the past, if you're I recommend that everybody get a free Google Voice telephone number, and with that telephone number you can make calls and you can also text message. Well, that gives you the ability to test out your smartphone, because I can be on my desktop or laptop and I can initiate a call or send a text to my phone, so I can check and see, well, how is the ringer working? Is the ringer working correctly? And if I have silence turned on, if I have notifications, are the text messages coming through? You know, what are things working there? And so you can test that out very easily, because it's like having a second smartphone with you to be able to send a message to this phone to check out how your notifications and everything else on the phone is working there, or if the phone's working at all. That's a good test there. So lots of different uses for some of this stuff. Any other question or comment? But yeah, like I mentioned with going out to the downloads.com, just like on your phone where you do a search, there's literally millions of software or available there. It's a matter of identifying what you're trying to do and finding a package that might be able to do what you want there. Whether it's with the apps or that. Now, the downloads.com isn't going to tell you about websites. Websites, that can best be done by just doing a standard Google search, and that'll tell you these different websites. So if I run into a problem where one of my packages, let's say, isn't able to convert an old format of a database. So somebody may come to me and say, I have this old DBase database that has some information on there. Can I get at it in any way? And that's where the Google search can be your friend. There can be a number of sites out there where you don't have to download any software that'll attempt to convert that DBase file, let's say, into an Excel spreadsheet. And so that can be handy to get access to maybe some data or a file that you no longer have the software for or the operating system for or anything like that. So where there's a will, there's a way there. Oh, and John mentions, Google Voice, you must use it within 6 months or the number goes away. It sends you an email, so if you aren't using it, as long as you're reading your emails, you can do it, but otherwise it's a case of, all it takes is sending a message or making a telephone call, so it's easy to keep and well worth it to have there and things like that. Now, some people will say, well, I can use it if I lose my phone. I can use it, and you can use it. You could use it to call your phone, but if you lose your phone, whether it's an Android or an iPhone, you do have the Find My Phone options, and the Find My Phone options are much more powerful and can give you the last GPS locations. Even if your phone is on mute, it'll still ring. So there's better ways to find your phone than just have another phone call it. And actually, the next presentation next month, we'll talk about making sure some of that stuff is turned on the phone so that you can take advantage of it. Okay. Any last question or comment? Okay, well, thanks for joining today, and hope you have a good rest of the day there. And if you haven't signed up for the picnic, got the picnic coming up, and then our next general one will be in August there, I think August 20th. Okay, well, thanks for joining. We'll see you later. Bye.